So guys, we have covered up 8 sessions so far. Up to yesterday, we have covered basic routing, connected routes, static routes, default routes. And today we are going to start with first I'll take host route first, and then we will start this rest of the rest of the portions of the syllabus, floating static routes. Then we'll start with subnetting, dynamic routing. We'll see what we can cover up in today's session. Okay. So guys, yesterday's topology, three routers I have taken. I changed a bit in this Mumbai router, Mumbai site first, then Pune, and then Bangalore. Okay, these are the three metro cities of India. Okay, this two cities are nearby, and this city is there in Karnataka, of uh, southern India. Okay, so they geographically also they are like this only Mumbai, then Pune, and then Bangalore. Okay, so let's check what is the situation now. Today we are going to perform a practical. First, I'll repeat the default routing, and on top of that, we will implement the host routes. Okay. So what is the significance of host route? We'll see practically. You will understand that. Instead of explaining it on a theoretical basis, better I'll explain it on the practicals directly. Okay. So I want to check what what configuration I have done so far, because this topology I use for multiple practicals. So let me check what routes I have here. Show IP route. So it is running with multiple protocols. I believe OSPF is also running here. So I want to shut down that OSPF protocol here. Okay. How I can do that? For that, I have to check what is there in my running configuration. So in my running configuration, in my setting, we have show run is the short command to check show running config. And here I have this OSPF process running. I need to close this process in order to show you the default routes first. So I'll simply turn off this OSPF. Okay. So this way I'll be having only connected routes and default routes. Okay. Similarly, we will turn off this routing protocol on every router. So here also we have this routing protocol running. I need to shut down this. No router OSPF1. This is a sanitization, a kind of uh, sanitization work because I did this practical previously. So I just cleaning up this previous configuration part. No router OSPF1. Okay. If you are not understanding what this no router OSPF, don't get confused at this stage. We will talk about this OSPF and all these things afterward. As of now, you can see I have these routes available. Okay, so let me remove that this default route I have. This default route we have already configured in a previous session also. You can see in Pune, show IP route. I'm on the middle router now. See, I'm on this middle router, and if I run this command show IP route, I have I have this connected routes, three connected routes, 192.168.2.0, 12.0.0.0, and 23.0.0.0. I don't want this loopback interface, so I'm going to remove that as well. No. interface loopback 0. Okay, so I'm clearing up the previous code. So I just have three connected routes and two static routes. This we already did. Okay, how to configure a static route that we have seen in a previous session. So Pune router know about three connected routes as well as manually entered static routes for 192.168 1.0 and 12.0.0.1 is the next hop for that, whereas we manually entered 192.168 3.0 network, and the next hop is 23.0.0.3. Okay. Okay guys, so we are clear with this Pune router now. Let's check on Bangalore. Is there anything required here? Show IP route. So I have a default route here. Yep, this we have done so far basic routing, connected routes, static routes, okay, and default routes. So today we are going to configure host route, okay. So how this default route is working now, okay, right now we have configured default routes here, okay, and this default route is pointing toward Pune, and one more default route I have configured here as well. Whereas on Pune, I given a static routes, a specific static routes. Okay, all routes are manually entered here. These two all remaining routes are manually entered here. Okay, and in Mumbai, I given only one default route. Okay, so it's like all routing is done so far. Okay, now we'll check end-to-end connectivity, how it's working. So I have a IP 192.168.1.2 on this this NPC PC0, and I believe there should be IP address on the server as well. 192.168.3.2 is the server IP address. So if I try to ping from PC0 to server, I should have a connectivity. How we can check that? By simply giving command ping 192.168. Not one. The server end we have 3.2. This is the IP address of server 192.168 3.2. Okay, so here I'm putting 3.2. So if routing is complete, we should have a end-to-end connectivity from PC0 to Mumbai router. Mumbai router has a default route pointing toward Pune, so it goes to Pune. Pune knows about this 192.168 3.0 networks that's available via next hop of 23.0.0.2. So it reaches here, then packet goes to the server, then server reply backs to the Bangalore router. Bangalore router has a default route pointing toward 23.0.0.2. That is the IP address of my Pune router. So it reaches to Pune router. Then Pune router knows that the 192.168 1.0 is the network available via Mumbai router. So IP address is 12.0.0.1. So it sends that packet here and then it reaches here. So we have end-to-end connectivity. We can check it on the trace RT command as well. Okay. 192.168.3.2. So what it shows that we are following a path. First hop is We are doing this trace rt command, trace root command from PC0, and our first stop is 192.168.1.1. That is the IP address of my Mumbai router. Then next stop is 12.0.0.2. What is the who has this IP address 12.0.0.2? That's the Pune router. Okay. Then we have next stop 23.0.0.3. That is the IP address of my Bangalore router. Then we have 192.168.3.2. That is the IP address of my so 3.2 is the IP address of server. So that is the fourth hop here. So like this we are following path and we don't have any other option. Okay. So I'm going to give one option here now. What I'm going to do now, I'll connect a serial link straight from Mumbai up to Bangalore. Okay. So on Mumbai end we have the interface serial 0001, which will be configured on the network 13.0.0.0, and it takes us to the Bangalore router. Okay. So Mumbai end we will take IP address 13.0.0.1, whereas on Bangalore router we will take 13.0.0.3, because this is the third router in sequence as per our topology. Okay, so let's do that. First of all, we need to configure the IP address on the interface, the newly connected links interface serial 0/0/1, because serial 000 is going toward Pune and serial 001 is going toward Bangalore. Okay, so let's put the IP address 13.0.0.1 here. Uh, this is class A IP address, so the default subnet mask for this is, and then we have no shutdown. Come on. Okay, so this end configuration means Mumbai end configuration done. Now let's do the configuration on the Bangalore end. So we'll go to configuration mode. We'll select the appropriate interface. So 001 interface is already connected with the serial 001 interface is already connected with Pune router, but the serial 000 interface is connected with Mumbai router. Okay, so the same interface I'm going to configure here. IP address 13.0.0.3 we will take here with the class A subnet mask, and then no shutdown commands. The moment we give no shutdown command, our interface is brought up now, and all this link is available to us now. But we are not going to utilize this link for the client machine. We will utilize this link for servers only. So on Bangalore we have one server. Let's take one more server here on the Mumbai end, and we'll connect it with the straight cable. We'll give one IP address on this 192.168.1.2 we already taken, so we'll take 1.3 here. Let me cross check whether this IP is not assigned on here. We don't have on any IP address on PC1, so 3.2 192.168.1.2 assigned on PC0 and 192.168.1.3 assigned on server. Whereas 192.168.3.2 is assigned on this server. Let me change this so it will have similar setup. I'll change it to 3.3. So we will have a symmetrical setup. Here also 1.3, here also 3.3. Okay. So what I want when client machine connects, is there any IP address here? Let's have a IP address on this client machine also. So I'll put IP address here as 192.168.3.2, 192.168.3.1. Okay. What I want that when PC0 talks with another PC4 here, they will follow a normal path, means Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore. But when server wants to connect with another server, that traffic should take a special route via 13.0.0. We have dedicated links just commissioned for this servers only. Only servers traffic has to be passed over this. Yeah, it's a full mesh topology, you can say. And a ring also we can consider if we take this. Okay, so uh, how we can achieve this with the help of host root. See here. So we will do it with the help of host root. So how to add host root here? We will add one host root on Mumbai, IP route 192.168.3.3. That is the IP address of server. 3.3 is the IP address of my server. So when traffic is destined for 192.168.3.3 only, that time we will send it via this link, this particular link. Okay. But subnet mask we are taking here some a different subnet mask. I'll explain you why we are taking this subnet mask here. Okay. And the next stop will be not Pune, the next stop will be Bangalore. We are doing this command or we are configuring this command on Mumbai, and we will not take next stop as Pune. Instead of that, we will take next stop as Bangalore. Okay. So what is the IP address on Bangalore end? 13.0.0.3. Okay. This is the IP address we taken on Bangalore end. So this is the host route. So why we have taken this subnet mask instead of default subnet mask? Yeah, it will bypass Pune and we will directly jump to Bangalore. But the configuration wise, you may think that why we have taken this subnet mask here, because see what this 255 means. The first octet should be 192. In previous host route, here it is mentioned somewhere. No. So if I take 0 here, if I take 0 here, what does it mean? Like 192 should match, 168 should match, 3 should match, but last octet I don't care. But in this case we are taking 255 at the last octet also. What does it mean? If the traffic is destined for only and only for 192.168.3.3, in that case only we are going to take 13.0.0.3 as a next stop. For rest of the traffic we will take 12.0.0.2 as a next stop IP address. Okay, so this is the host route and we have to configure a reverse host route on a Bangalore end as well. So let's configure that on Bangalore end. We are on the Bangalore end now. IP route 192.168. What is the server IP address on the Mumbai end? Here we have server IP address as 192.168.1.3. You can see I'll use that same IP address here 1.3 with the subnet mask as /32, and then we will take the next stop as Mumbai. So from Bangalore directly to the Mumbai is the next stop 13.0.0.1. Okay. Okay guys, so this host route is ready with us now. Let's see how it reflects in routing table now. Show IP route. So it looks like this 192.168.1.3 via 13.0.0.1 and this is slash 32. Okay. Similarly, if you run show IP route command, you'll see 192.168.3.3 is configured as a static route on Mumbai router, and the next stop is 13.0.0.3. That is the IP address of my Bangalore router. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll generate a traffic from server 1 to server 0. First of all, I'll just use ping command. Then we will see which path we are following. Okay. Ping 192.168. We are on this server 1 and this server 1 is under Mumbai and we want to connect with 3.3, that is the IP address of my Bangalore server. Okay, so we should have a connectivity first. Okay, so now we have smooth connectivity. Guys, this first packet drops. Anyone knows why the first packet got dropped? You can respond in chat board. No, Nate, this ICMP doesn't work on handshake and it doesn't work on TCP. ICMP is a layer 3 protocol and it doesn't have TCP here. It's not acknowledgement, it is ARP. Because of ARP, because of finding out the MAC address, right? It takes times to reach to the Mumbai router. Then here also on Bangalore, we need to generate a ARP entry for server. Once the ARP entry is generated, then that point onward we can send the data. So ARP entries survive for a long time. Okay. How long the ARP entries will survive? Show IP ARP will tell you this age here. So it is 10 minutes now, but how long it will be taken? See, show interface F0/0 is my interface. ARP timeout is 0 second, 0 minute, and 4 hours. So this we can see in router, but this we cannot see on the client computer, but it's 4 hour by default. Right, man. Okay, guys. So we're done with this host route as well. I believe all of you are clear with this host route as well. Host route we use when we just want one particular server's routes to be entered or one particular normally host routes are used in data center environment or in environment where we have to use only one entry for particular computers. So host route is also one of the important point. I believe all of you are clear on this. Whoever has joined the session late, they can they can see the recorded session. Okay, so the next point in our discussion is floating static route. So how it will work, that we will see with a new different topology. So I'm going to take a new topology here with only few routers. Okay, I'll take one server and I'm going to consider this as a ISP, and this is something internet based server. Let's take it as a Google DNS server. Okay, and this end we have our company router, so we can consider it as a corporate router. In short, I'm writing it as a corporate router. So we have taken one connection, internet connection from this ISP router. We need to take serial links because we need this. So I'll use this fast Ethernet 0/0 to be connected on server. Okay, whereas we'll install weak 2T card here. You'll understand why we require 2T card. I'll show you about this. Okay. So guys, this practical is about floating static route. Floating static route. So we have taken one connection, suppose ISP, and we have taken this network here, 12.0.0.0. Okay, and here we have a network 8.0.0.0. Okay, whereas DNS server has the IP address 8.8.8.8. Okay, so let's configure the IP addresses. So this is my ISP router. You can see here in the label itself, and I'm working on this ISP router. First of all, I'll set the host name. This fast Ethernet link is connecting towards server. This is class A, so we'll take a class A subnet mask here. Okay. IP we have given correctly, but still, and we have given no shutdown command. Still, this interface is not coming up. Whoever knows the answer, why this link is not coming up, can respond in chat board. Okay, I'll keep this issue pending. You think over this. Okay, we have a issue over this link. We are given correct commands, still we are not able to bring up the interface. I given no shutdown command, so it is up. Server is not up. Enoch is saying so, but server is up actually. You can see here. This shows the server is up. Okay, if I click here, the server will be down. If I click here, the server is up. So the power on the server is there. So that ruled out these possibilities. Okay, think differently, guys. Mehendi is saying the other side should be up to, that is already up, should use a cross cable. Okay, Mehendi has given another suggestion, we should use a cross cable. Okay, anyone else is having the same response on this? Protocol is not implemented, as Jiggy is saying. For fast Ethernet, we don't require protocol to be implemented. It's already up. Show IP interface brief command if I run. Okay, so it is up. Layer 1 is up. Layer 2 is down because of this cable structure is wrong. This cable is wrong. Actually, Mehendi's answer is correct. The cable should be cross cable. We need to use cross cable. Correct. Why we need to use cross cable? What is the rule for using cross cable? Same kind of devices, same category of devices should have same category of devices should have cross cables connected. So category wise, router and server or router and PC are in the same category. So we have to use cross cable here. So let's replace this cable here by the cross cable. And I believe this will sort out our issues. Fast Ethernet 0/0 to fast Ethernet. Okay. So by doing mistake, we clarify our one concept. Hopefully this will be clear for all of you. So guys, we are on ISP again, and the other interface serial 000 yet not configured. So let's configure that as well. So we are using here one on ISP end now. This is class A subnet mask. So we'll use class A subnet mask. Default one. No shutdown. So we are done on ISP end. Let's do the configuration on corporate router. First of all, we need to change the host name by the command host short command corp interface. Only one interface is there. IP address 12.0.0.2 will take here because one we already taken on ISP. No shutdown. Guys, look at the diagram and tell me what routing we need here. I want to reach up to server. Minimum routing. What minimum routing we require here? It's a very simple topology. You can suggest in chat. Static route. So that will be one static route, but uh, can't we use default route? That will also serve our purpose. And in future ISP, I'm not shown multiple networks here, but suppose multiple networks are connected. So one default route will suffice our need. Okay. So it's not directly connected native. I'm talking about the corporate router. Corporate router doesn't have direct connections to the the network google.com servers. This network is connected to ISP but not connected to corporate. Okay. So we need to put a default route here. GK rip is not required here. Okay. We never share multiple routes on rip or OSP or for EIGRP with OSP ISP. ISP we can have default route or else we can have a BGP protocol running there. Okay. We can use IGP with ISP, but that's for uh, different reason. That is for MPLS network, not for the internet connections. NET it is not required on packet tracer, but we do require it on real devices. Okay, so guys, you already know how to configure default route. Okay, IP route is a syntax. for static route, because default route is also kind of static route. And this is the network, means any network with any subnet mask, and the next stop will be ISP. So what is the IP address of ISP? 12.0.0.1. Okay. So I now have a default route. Show IP route. Okay. If I try to ping to 8.8.8.8, I should get response. But before doing this, let me confirm, did I configure IP address on the server? So yet not configured. Let's do that first. I'm on Google server. IP config 8.8.8.8. Default gateway is, so I have IP now. I'll try to ping. I should get response. So I have a connectivity now from corporate router up to Google DNS server. Clear so far? But this is not floating static route. This is not floating. Why we require floating static routes? See, if we have this internet connection, and if this network goes down, we will lose the internet connectivity. So what we can do, we will take one more link from the ISP like this, but we require then one more network here. Let's consider it as 112.0.0.0.0. We'll assign the IP address for this additional link. So this will be a failover link. You can consider a secondary link. Okay. It's not required to have same ISP, but to have a simplicity on the topology, I'm taking it as the same ISP. But in real scenario, most of the time we have to take it from the another ISP. Okay. But not to make the topology more complicated, I'm taking it from the same ISP. So we are on the corporate router. Let's go to the configuration mode. Let's configure that additional interface serial 0/0/1 IP address 112.0.0.2 we will take here, and one we will take on the ISP end. This is again class A. So default subnet mask is 255.000. Let's do it on ISP end now. So ISP end also serial 001, and IP address is 112.0.0.1. Corporate end we have taken 2, and ISP end we have taken 1. No shutdown. Okay. So let's configure. Okay, so we have routing available, show IP route. Okay. So guys, what will happen if I do a continuous ping? How to do a continuous ping from router? Ping protocol is IP, target IP address is 8.8.8.8. We can use repeat command, but that argument is not supported on packet tracer, so I'm using this option of ping. So repeat count, instead of 5, I'll take it 1000. Datagram size okay. Timeout second 2. Extended command I don't want. Sweep range size I don't want. And it starts shooting the ICMP packets from corporate router to ISP to the Google DNS server. Okay, via default route. Default route is via 12.0.0.0. Okay, because that's what we have on the default routes. This default route we are taking. but this additional link will not serve our purpose. What we want, this once first link goes down, our second link should work, but even though we have second link, it will not start working. So guys, suggest me a solution how I can utilize this second link. It's not working. I'm repairing my first primary link, so let's repair that first primary link. So primary link repaired. Again my network is restored, but even we had this link at the time of failure, but that did not serve our purpose. So guys, what solution we have to implement to use this second link? Our company has purchased one more link, but this additional link is sitting idle only. What changes on the configuration and on corporate router we have to do? I'm breaking this by Control C. Doesn't work. Let's do one more thing. Control Shift 6. Control Shift 6 broke this continuous ping, and let me show you the running config. So only this default route we have. Okay. Do we need to add one more default route? Will it solve our purpose? No, this link is available. It's not about clock. See, I can ping 112.0.0.1. I have a connectivity, but we are not utilizing in routing. In routing, there is no mention of 112.0.0.1. So we need to add one more default route here. Default route like this. Next hop is 112.0.0.1. But guys, if I do this, you see, I have both the routes available. And if I do a continuous ping, my ping will work. My ping will work. But there is one problem with this configuration. See, primary link down, still we are sending data via secondary link. But there is a problem with this link. This default route means any network. So 8.8.8 is also covered in any network. What do you think? 8.8.8 is also covered in that network. And that's what we are picking up, that default route and sending data via default routes. That's the role of default route. Okay. Okay. But what is the problem with this kind of configuration? See, let me close this. Control Shift 6. Yes, yes, Nate. If even if you try to ping to 7.0.0.1 or 7.0.0.2, my router, corporate router, will throw that packet to ISP. Whether ISP is going to drop it or forward it, it's up to ISP. But I rely on ISP. I'm sending packet to ISP. That's it. Okay. My job is done from the corporate router. Now it's up to ISP to forward it ahead. Okay. So there is a one problem with this link, this solution. Let me reinstall that link again. Okay. What happened here? Sure, it is with the same cost, and means like these two routes are similar routes. So what happened when we have similar routes? Router starts sending packets in a round robin load balancing fashion. Means one packet will go via 12000 and the other packet will go 112000, means serial 000, serial 001. And this kind of asymmetric routing sometimes create an issue for us. I don't want this to happen. So that's why I want this link to be my primary link and this link to be my secondary link. Okay, so how I ensure that all the time my primary link should be active, and only in case my primary link goes down, that time only secondary will be utilized. Okay, so for that purpose, for to achieve this objective, what I have to do, I have to change this command with administrative distance. By default, this first number is administrative distance. It is taken 1 here. But if I change it to 10, okay, now the scenario will be different. See here, routing table. Only 12.0.0.1 is available, whereas I have given default static route for 112001 as well, where the AD value is 10. That will never be visible, okay, unless and until you lose the link on the primary. See here, show running config. In running config it is available, but in routing table it is not available. In routing table only the primary link is available as a default route. Only primary link is available as a default route because the AD value is 1, that is a preferred value. Okay, let's test this. Administrative distance, yes, it's called as administrative distance. I change the administrative distance to 10 instead of 1. That's the default one. Okay, so let me show you one thing here. If I drop this link, I disconnect this link, now see what happened here. Now the next stop is 112.0.0.1 and the AD value is 10. So it will immediately be replaced by secondary link. Okay, and I'll show you this will work. If I again reconnect corporate router to ISP, again it will gain 12.0.0.1. After observing this behavior, what conclusion you can draw from this? Correct, native. So AD value is just like an administrative, this I'll write it here so you will understand. AD value is trust worthiness of root that routing information you can say. So 1 is more trustworthy as compared to 10. So we'll use 10 if 1 is not available. Here it is not mentioned, it means it is 1. And if this is not available, then we'll take this. Actually, we take a route which is reachable. So once the link is down, 12.0.0.1 is unreachable then. If 12.0.0.1 is unreachable, we have to use 112.0.0.1. That is the only reachable, even though the AD value is more there, which is less preferred, but that is the only option now available for us. Clear with this? This is called as floating static route, and we utilize it for the default route. And in small setup where we have two internet connection and we want to use active and failover, this is the best option to implement. If you have a big enterprise where BGP is running, then we can use a different option, but most of the places in small and medium businesses, this is the best solution we can implement. Clear with this, guys? Okay. Let's take what next in our syllabus. So next we have dynamic routing and subnetting. Subnetting, we will do it in one stretch tomorrow. So today we will take dynamic routing first. That's a small topic to cover up. Mm, So one simple dynamics routing setup we will take, and then we will move towards subnetting. Basic subnetting will start today, and rest of the portion will cover it in tomorrow's session. Let's start with dynamic routing now. So under dynamic routing, we will see RIP, okay, RIP version 1 and version 2 as well. And the other protocol like OSPF and EIGRP, we will see after subnetting. Let me save this. So we'll take our three router topology again. Okay. This middle link we will use afterward. So I'm disconnecting it, and we will remove the default route as well. Or even if you keep it, it's not going to create any issue. So we'll keep a default route, and on top of that we will create a dynamic routing. So dynamic routing is my next topic. Let me keep it somewhere here. It's 13.0. Okay, dynamic routing we are taking. Okay, so uh, that analogy I given, or we can take that analogy here also. Like this is first router. Yes, native. We will try to upload it somewhere so you can get it. Okay. So in dynamic routing, scenario is different. In static routing, we were configuring the routes which are unknown. Okay. Let's take an example like three people standing like this, side by side. That same example I taken in the previous session also. Okay, so we have a network like this: A, B, C, D. And initially we configured statically like this, means like A and okay. So as a administrator, as a master over all these three person, we instructed first person that there is a C network and that is in this direction, okay, and it is one hop away. And there is a D network that is two hop away, that is also in this direction, okay. Similarly, we instructed second person that there is a network that is also one hop away and in this direction, whereas there is a D network that is also one hop away. One hop away means the intermediate router is this, okay, three. And in C we have A one hop away and B one hop away. Guys, I did one mistake. This is not one hop away. It should be what, two hop, correct? So this has been instructed by the administrator, okay. But what if I remove the role of administrator? Administrator just configure or tell them how to speak to each other. Now they are talking to each other and they are informing about the routes to each other. Like person 1 A talks to B, person 1 A convey information to person 2 that you know that I'm connected with A and B. So the second person says, yes, I know because B is there in between you and me, but I don't know that A is also there beyond you. So I'll add that A with one hop. Okay. Similarly, 2 is also saying that you also know that I am connected with B and C. So second router says, the first router says, I know that B is in between you and me, but I don't know there is a C network beyond you. So let me add that in my routing table. Similarly, every router confirm informations to each other. Mendy, if you have any queries so far, you can ask related to previous sessions. If it is there, I'll give you time. If it is related to this topic, I'll respond straight away. Okay. If it is related to default routing, I'll give a time, 10 minutes or 15 minutes for the discussion. I hope that will solve our purpose. Okay. So we are talking about this routing table. So everybody know about the all the routers. So they share their informations via routing protocols. Okay. So that basic routing protocol is RIP. That's a basic dynamic routing protocol, RIP. Okay, routing information protocol. So how we can configure this routing protocol, that we will see. And along with this practical, I'll explain you the theory around this RIP and RIP version 2. Okay. So let's configure this on Mumbai first. Router. So we have different routing protocols available here. This RIP, OSPF, EIGRP, BGP. So we are going to configure it RIP. Guys, one questions, I'm talking about routing protocols. So I believe we have discussed about routed protocol and routing protocol. If not, we need to discuss it here. So RIP, EIGRP, OSPF are the routing protocol, whereas IPv4, IPv6 are the routed protocol. If I give an analogy here, it's like, see, on the city road traffic, the taxpayers, like normal people like us, we ride the bikes and we drive the cars on the road. We pay the taxes for that, and this road is actually designed for us. But if there is no traffic police officers and there is no control over the road, this traffic will not go smoothly. It will be very difficult situation to uh, travel over or commute over these roads, right? So the user traffic means like a normal public traffic is kind of routed protocol. Means when we send data from one end to another end, that's on IPv4 or IPv6. That's a routed protocol, because show IP route command, if you see, the IP networks are there. So that's a routed protocol. They are carrying IP traffic. But routing protocol controls them, how it has to be routed from one end to another end. That's a routing protocol. Okay, it's like a control. Okay, I'll explain the same thing again. Let me configure this first on the router's end, and then I'll come to this point again. So we'll do this configuration first on Mumbai. So I am configuring router rep here. Okay. So see, the prompt has been changed here. Config hyphen router network 192.168.1.0 and network 12.0.0.0. Okay. So these two networks I added. See guys, the difference between static routing and the dynamic routing. In static routing, we were adding the routes which are unknown to Mumbai router, like 192.168.2.0, 23.0, and this 192.168.3.0. But in dynamic routing, we are adding the routes in router RIP which are known to the Mumbai router. Because see, Mumbai will advertise only those routes which are known to Mumbai. Take that example of paint. First guy can only give information about A and B only. It cannot give information about C, D or X, Y, Z, because that those routes are not connected to it. So only that information we have to advertise from our Mumbai router, and that's what we are doing here. Clear? So after enabling this, after giving this command, I'll start advertising the routes to the adjacent router, means Pune and Bangalore. Okay, but they are not listening to it because they have not yet configured for the RIP. Okay, you see, if I put this in a simulation mode and if I edit the filters for RIP, and if I capture the traffic, RIP is start sending data to the adjacent routers, adjacent nodes. but they are simply ignoring it because they are not configured. Means Pune is not configured yet, whereas router, the PC and server, we cannot configure even, but Pune we can configure, but it's not yet configured. What is the information on this? Let me take one more capture. See, so this RIP is application layer protocol actually, and it works with UDP protocol, port number 520 as a source as well as destination. Source IP address will be the IP address of interface, and destination IP address is the broadcast IP address. Means this dynamic routing of RIP is just keeps on sending data to every computer. Okay, so it's a chatty protocol. It's disturb all the devices. Okay, and furthermore, it generate lots of traffics also on the network, and it's a UDP based protocol. Okay, so other routers are ignoring it, and this is version 1 of RIP. You can see the details as well. UDP. This is version 1. Let me take it from simulation now, and I'll do the configuration on Pune now. Router, RIP, network, whatever networks are connected, only those network we will enter here. So guys, what networks are connected here? Done. So these three networks are connected. If you go to Bangalore and repeat the same procedure, we'll be done with the configuration on RIP, and we will see the difference on routing table. First need to go into configuration mode, router, RIP, network. So guys, for Bangalore network, what networks we have connected? Networks 3.0, and one more network is connected there. Okay, so these networks are connected here. Now let's check the routing table. Show IP route. So guys, see here we have RIP routes available now. What is R? So R code represent RIP. Okay, so 12 network is available. Okay, 192.168.1.0 network is available. 192.168.2.0 network is available. Okay, so what is this value? 120. See, on Bangalore we have this, and let's check on Pune. We don't see any RIP routes on Pune, even though Pune is also participating in RIP routing protocol. But we don't see anything on Pune. And if you go to Mumbai, show IP route, here we see the RIP routes. It's a strange behavior, right? What is the reason Pune? If I take it here, take it here. Guys, see Mumbai router and Pune router. If you understand this point, you will understand mm, the important concept of routing. Yes, Sheikh and Jiggy has given good response on this AD value. See, here we have AD value of 120, and same route is available here with the connected route. So we will not use a rip routes. Whereas 1.0 is also available via rip routes, but here we have static route, and static route is with the value of 1. Whereas this rip route will have a AD value of 120. So that 120 will not override this static route. So rip route is also available, static route is also available, and lower value is preferred. So the lower value of static route is taken precedence over the rip. Clear? That's why Pune has all static route. If I remove the static route, then it will be replaced. Let me show you that. IP route 12 dot not 12 192.168.1.0 with the subnet mask of /24 with the next stop IP address of 12.0.0.1. This is the route I have taken. Now I press Ctrl A to take my cursor to the starting position. Then I press no. This is the Unix shortcuts. So this static route has been removed now. Jump back to privilege mode. See guys the difference. 1.0 is now available via rep routes. Clear with this? How the routes are behaving on this if we use Abdul, I'll do it for one more route because one more static route we have. 3.0 is still on static. If I remove the static route, immediately it will be replaced by the rep. Let's check. I'm on configuration mode. So 3.0 is still static route. I'm going to remove it. Next stop is 23.0.0.3, I believe. Let me check. 23.0.0.3. Okay, there is already no in front of it, so I removed it. So I removed this route. I removed this route, static route. So it should get replaced by rep routes now because already I have rep routes. It's a little slow protocol, so maybe it will take some time. Hmm. Or is there any issue on the Bangalore router? Because Bangalore has to send this update. Let me check the configuration on Bangalore end. Show running. So we have added that. Let me check one more time. So we have this now. Clear? Any doubts so far? How the rip routes are behaving? If we have static routes, that will always be taking preference. Okay. Then guys, why this static routes? Then this is also a static route, but this is a default static route. In case of Pune router, we have to manually remove the static routes. But why don't we have to remove default static route in Mumbai? Means in case of Mumbai, we have a default route. This route we have not yet removed. Still we have a rip routes available. What is the reason? Why this this static route don't overlap our rip routes? The reason is the subnet mask. No net. AD value is 1 year, AD value is 120. So more preferred is static one. But before AD value, there is one more thing. The subnet mask here is 0 and the subnet mask here is 8 and 24. So this is more specific subnet mask, this is less specific subnet mask. And this less specific subnet mask is taken as a last resort, means last option in my routing table. It will not be taken as a first option. Okay, subnet mask is taken as a important criteria to judge the routing. Okay, so when we have more specific route, we will take more specific route. Okay, I'll explain you this point from diagram. Suppose guys we have a router and it is connected with our LAN and it has a several WAN links. Suppose these are the WAN links. Okay, okay, and we have a routing table for this. Consider this as a fast Ethernet link 0/0 means my LAN link, whereas this is serial link serial 1, the second one is serial 2, the third one is serial 3. Okay, and I have a routing table in which 192 dot not 192, let's take another example. 10.0.0.0 route is available via serial 1. 10.0 10.1.0.0 route is available via S2 and 10.1.1.0 route is available via S3. Let me write the subnet mask as well. So /8 slash 16 slash 24. What does it mean? 255.0.0.0. What does it mean? 255.255.0.0. And what does this last thing means? 255.255.255.0. Okay. So if suppose packet is coming from fast Ethernet 0/0 and source IP address is 172.16.1.1 and destination IP address is 10.1.1.1. Tell me which interface it will use to exit, whether it will be exited from this interface or this interface. Guys, you can answer in chat box. Which one is more specific? Is this a specific or is this a specific or is this a specific? Jiggy, S1 is the least specific. Only first octet is matching. Whereas here in S3, all three octets are matching. So this one is more specific. This one is medium specific. This one is the least specific. Okay. And suppose we have one more connection like this and it is connected to internet. So if neither of them matches, then we will send the data via default route. If is not match here, if it is not match here, if it is not match here, then we will send it via this internet. It doesn't look like internet like this. Okay, that's why it is called as gateway of last resort. Consider this as a S4. So we will take serial 4 link only in case we don't have links to S1, S2, S3. Let me give you a few more example. This is source IP address. This is destination IP address. Okay, let's keep source same. Now I'm taking 10.1.2.0, 2.10. Now guys, tell me which interface it should exit. S1, S2 or S3. Source IP address is 172.16.1.1, whereas destination IP address is, this is my source IP address, and this is my destination IP address. Okay, so whether it will go via S1 or S2 or S3. You're saying S3, but in S3 destination IP address is 10.1.2.0 is the network, and here what we see 10.1.1.1, these three octets should match, but here we don't have match for this. More specific one is 10.1.0.0. Okay, up to 16 at least it is matching. The 2.10 is different. It is a, that's why we have taken here 0.0. Okay, now I'll give you one more example guys, this will clarify your points now. The source is 172.16.1.1 and destination is 10.2.2.2. Tell me which interface it will take, S1, S2 or S3. I believe now you will give the correct answers, all of you. Yes, Enoch is saying S1, that's true. All of you agree with this? Any doubt in understanding this? That's called as more specific routes. So this rule is taking precedence even over the AD value as well. Okay. Now I'll give one more example. Let's take 9.1.9.9.9.9. So it is not matching with S1, S2, S3. If you don't know anything, simply send it to the ISP via S4. Okay. Then we don't care where to send. Simply we'll forward it to S4. That's the default. Clear? So default will be there at last resort. It will not come in the first preference. That's why it's called as last resort. Okay. Now guys, focus on the second point here. This is 1. This is 2. From Mumbai's perspective. See, 3.0 is the network available here, and we are taking the output of Mumbai router. Mumbai router is the first router. Bangalore router is the third router, and this is the network 3.0. For Mumbai router, how many hop we have to cross? First hop is Pune and second hop is Bangalore. Then we will reach to the Bangalore LAN, Bangalore LAN, this 3.0. That's why here we have 2. Whereas for 192.168 2.0 only one hop is there. Okay. So this is called as metric value. This metric value will be considered when we have comparison. Here we don't have comparison actually. If I introduce one more route between Mumbai and Bangalore, then you will see what is the role of this. So let's introduce that. one more route between Mumbai and Bangalore. IP is already configured. Okay. Simply I have to use that network into my routing protocol. So I entered into routing protocol. I entered that network. That's the 13.0.0 network. Similarly, I had to do it on Bangalore router as well. Now we will see some change on Mumbai router now, and as well as Bangalore router as well. See guys, this 13 190 190 to 160 at 3.0 is reachable via 12 13.0.0.3. Why? Because there is only one hop to reach to 3.0. If we have direct route and it has only one hop, and Mumbai Pune is also advertising the same routes, but that same route is coming via two, means by two hop metric. Pune is giving two hop metric, Bangalore is giving one hop metric. Which one is better? Obviously direct path is better. So that's why it is visible here. 180 to 160 at 3.0 is available via this. Clear with this? Okay. If I drop down this link again, if I drop down this link again, I'll fall back to Pune. Check. This is a little slow protocol. Why it is slow, I'll tell you about that in tomorrow's session. S- 180 to 160 at 3.0. It takes 30 seconds actually to convey these details. After 30 seconds means half a minute, we got this update. 180 to 160 at 3.0 is now available via 12.0.0.0 because of timer net. Timer is 30 seconds. It takes half a minute to give the update. Okay, it's a slow protocol. The updates on EIGRP, updates on OSPF is pretty fast. Okay, okay guys, so most of the things we have covered in today's session, and tomorrow we will expand the same topology. We will see what are the limitation of this version 1. I'll expand this topology to include few more routes, and I'll show you what is the drawback or limitation of this RIP protocol and how we will sort it out with the help of version 2. Okay. Meanwhile, if you have any queries on this, you can raise your queries for the previous points. Guys, we are going to schedule CCNP classes also in the upcoming this week. Probably this weekend we are going to start it, or max to max next weekend. So are interested in uh, who are interested in our CCNP classes, they can enroll for that. Okay. So whatever topics we are taking on CCNA, those topics will go in depth on CCNP, and along with the detailed course discussion on CCNP, means See, why I'm telling you about this, because this Jiggy is we'll talk about that. What exactly issues you have, we'll talk about that. Okay. So guys, if you have a knowledge up to CCNA, like to suppose CCNA is like a suppose we have 3 points. Okay, like this. We have, okay, and if you study on 3 points, you will be, you can in interview express yourself for only 1 point. Okay, because that's what normally people retain. Okay, but if you study for 5 points, at least you can explain yourself in at least 3 points. Okay. Jiggy, you have attended the previous the basic topics, basic sessions. Okay, because we are starting the session at 7:30 to, in last 2 days. Probably you are joining the session afterward, that may be causing the issue. And still, if you are having issue to the points, you just review the videos, recorded video for today and yesterday. Okay, and come with your exact doubts in tomorrow's sessions. I'll try to clarify your doubts. Okay, see, these things are now going eh, towards the complexities, but I'll try to make it simple, but I can't make it automatic. It will not go automatic in your brain. You have to put efforts, guys. You have to do practicals as well. Okay, same topology you try to repeat at your end as well. Okay, if if you study on CCI level like this, suppose we study on CCI level, then you can express yourself up to CCNP. So try to keep pushing toward higher end studies. Okay, that will be really helpful you to uh, prove yourself in the interviews, and that's how the knowledge will be enjoyed also. See, when we study on basics, that's good, we have to clear our basics, but we have to dig deep into this. Then it will clear our all the concepts, that we will be able to join the dots. Okay, so guys, CCNP routing switching and CCNS security, we are going to start. CCNS security, sure, we are going to start this Saturday. CCNP, it depends. If we complete the routing portion, then we'll start CCNP routing this weekend. If we are not able to complete the CCNA routing portion at least, then we will start the CCNP RNS in the next weekend. Okay. I hope most of the points are clear. If not, just go through the recorded session once and come up with the doubts or any queries you have tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow, guys, we are going to start with RIP version 2 as well as subnetting. Okay. So we'll complete RIP version 2 and subnetting as well. Okay. So I'm done with today's session, guys. Good night. For tomorrow's session, we will uh, Abdul Wahid, my name is Samir. I already written them. Okay. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.